We're going to be doing some painting tonight. Some painting tonight. Does that sound like... You know, I was going to ask a dumb question, but I already know the answer to it. It's a really dumb question because it's pretty obvious. But the dumb question wasn't going to be, I sometimes reveal a little bit too much about stuff. But the dumb question was going to be, do Americans or do not people from outside of America think that that's what Americans sound like? The people from outside of America think that this is what Americans sound like. And the reason why I think it's a dumb question is people outside of America watch American movies, and pretty much no American movies that are people from outside America wouldn't watch movies that feature characters that speak like that often. You know, the majority of American movies are, you know, pretty consistent with their English accents. So that's why that was a dumb question. You know, when you think a little bit about what you're going to ask, then you kind of, you know, when you do a little bit of thinking, you can get the answers for yourself, and you don't have to ask goofy questions. But, you know, I think it's pretty valid. It could be valid, right? But anyway, we're going to get started here in just a few moments. Just had to get my phone set up, and I'm going to spray down my table here so that my cats don't come around. So I have this concoction. It's a combination of vinegar, white vinegar, and orange peels inside. And supposedly cats don't like vinegar and they don't like orange peels. So I've made this solution and I wrote vinegar on it so I don't get cat repel, so I don't get it mixed up. And I spray this before I paint so that they really like coming around on my canvas, which is really not good when it's oil paint. So I try to spray it all around my area, like as a repellent for cats. Cat repellent. I spray just enough of it so the whole neighborhood can smell oil and vinegar and citrus peels. Actually, it doesn't smell too bad. But here we go. Let's get our setup going. We're going to use the previous canvas that we actually prepared last night. So we're going to raise it up a little bit so that I can get the full eye level. Get a good eye level of it. And then we're going to bring this down. And let's make sure this is all pushed against the surface so that there's no sliding, slipping and sliding. And is this centered? I don't know. I can't really tell if it's centered or not. Not too bad. All right, so here we go. We're gonna get started here. Let me make sure that I get this nice and zoomed up close. Nice and close, just enough. This is an 18 by 24 canvas, so 18 inches, which I believe is like 30 centimeters by 40 something centimeters, if I was to convert that. So here we go, getting my supplies popped open. That's one great thing about this easel here. If you live in a smaller apartment, this is like the max size that you can fit on this is about 34 inches high. So that means, you know, you can go wide as you want. But you know, as far as this easel goes, the stand that it's on, not only can I fit some of my paint supplies back here with paints, but it's great storage if you need space. All sorts of benefits to painting with this easel. I'm gonna open the windows right now. Hey, Scout. Just staring at me? Cat's just staring at me right now. I'll let you figure out what you want to do about organize all this. Yeah, it's all the soaps.
Oh. All the soaps?
Soap and some toothpaste.
Oh. Okay, cool.
Alright, watch out, kitties. Okay, so let's get started on painting right now. I'm going to get a small brush just so I can start to sketch out. Maybe not too small, just a middle-sized brush here. We're going to mix in, let's go, I want to mix in like yellow.
What do you eat, buddy? Thanks for getting this.
Yeah, you're welcome. Alright, so let's go like right here. Got the rule of thirds, so we're going to have the rule of thirds sitting like this. Rule of thirds, so we're going to get one eye here. So I want to get the eye, and get the eye size. This will be the master eye here. We'll use this as the master eye. And if that eye is about that length, let's see, so that length. So the nose is going to be about 2 lengths of the eye. So like right here, one. Let's see, the eye length is like right there. One. And one. A little bit more than a half. So whatever this length is, I want from the top here, one. A little bit more than a half, so like right about here. So I'm just starting to measure out proportions here as we get about here. We bring this up a little bit. And then let's go like right here. And then we're just slowly gonna build this out, build this up here. This area. A bit in the nose here. And then we're gonna go like around here. Get some shadows around the eyes. They're about the same length. And then we're gonna come around and let's get this length of the eye right here. And let's see the length of these eyes. I'm just trying to measure them out using the thumb rule. So 1. Yes, they're almost exactly the same distance apart. So 1 and 1. That's about pretty close. And then we're going to go right here and then into the second person's head. But let's go ahead and measure the nose to the top of the forehead here. So we're using the tip of the nose to the top of the forehead. So tip of the nose, top of the forehead. The top of the forehead is just going to be slightly smaller than the tip of the nose. So 1 there, right there. So we're going to mark right here, right there. We're going to mark like right here as the top of the forehead. So here we go. Let's go to about the edge of the eyebrow. This will come down like right there. Let's keep building this up. And then we're going to go second figure here. We're going to come down right into the eyebrows. Top of the forehead there. Come around. And it's just got to make sure that I stay consistent with keeping this measurement going. So a little bit past the outside of the eyes, we're going to come around here and then just go at an angle down to right about here. And then right now it still looks like some unusual figure, but we will eventually find a way here to bring this all together. So we're going to go bring this out. And then here we go. Bring this down. We're going to bring this down to about here. Let's say this length to the corner of the eye right here. Right there. A little bit further. And right here, we're going to go bring this to about the corner of the eye. Should go right about the nose. Let's see. Let's use the nose as a measure here. We're going to have this nose. Yeah, you know what? The nose should be the bottom of the chin, so I shouldn't have this too much further. So right there, right there. And let's get the ear just a little bit lower than the top here. Bring this down. And let's find the lip. So mouth is going to come just under that. One problem, you know, here's the good thing about doing lots and lots of paintings, is when you do lots and lots of paintings, you know, you start to analyze your own work, you can really see like the things where you often make a mistake. And one thing that I know that I often make a mistake with is I add too much. Alexa, what's the space between the nose and the lip called?
The space between the nose and the lip is called the filtrum. It is a groove that runs from the base of the nose to the upper lip. Refinements, including
Alexa, off the furtum. So, you know, the fulcrum?
Fulcrum.
He said the furtum. Alexa, hold on, turn. Alexa, what is the distance? What? Alexa, cancel. Alexa, what is the area between the nose and the top of the lip called? Alexa, what is the area between the nose and the top of the lip called?
the area between the nose and the top of the lip is called the filtrum.
I don't know. Your TV's on, but I can't hear. Can you look it up for me? Sec. Alexa, what is the area between the bottom of the nose and the top of the lip called?
The area between the bottom of the nose and the top of the lip is called the filtrum. It is a groove that
Alexa,
runs-
off. Filtrum. It's called a filtrum. Okay, people. So, you know, I usually know that when I make a painting, I add too much space between the nose, the mouth, and the filtrum. So usually, the space that I add is a little too much.
I call it the soup strainer.
Huh?
I call it the soup strainer.
The soup strainer? Yeah. So the filtrum, I usually add a bit too much space. Just using a light highlight here. And then this is gonna go right there.
Just tell Jason we have a honey body that ends a rainbow, but only if he wears a wire. He's not anonymous. He knows more than he's saying. Tell him.
Okay, now here we go. We're gonna bring this down. And then let's get this other figure going. So I probably should have used a darker shade for this, but we're all good. We're gonna be okay. So we're gonna come up like this, right around the corner of the eye. Bring up the hair around. The hair is gonna add a lot of shape to our figure here. It's just starting to help us visualize everything. So we're going to come around here and we're going to go right around where the eye is. We're going to come down to here. Let's just come down to right where the nose is, where the eye kind of comes in a little bit, right where the nose, so we can start getting proportions. This is Animal Kingdom. And then we're going to come around here. And I'm trying to estimate some proportions here. So thinking proportion wise, that's about right. Eyes, so if we do the eyes here, we're going to go like that. Okay, so maybe a little bit further. And then we're going to come down here. And let's go. We're just, you know, building up the shape right now. This is just building up the shapes. Building up our shapes now. And this is going to go just beneath the chin. I'm gonna bring this in just a little bit more angled. Let's make sure that we have the eye proportions accurate for now. We're gonna go like this. I'm gonna get eyebrows right there. Triangle of the nose there.
Hey.
And this is just some basic drawing. I'm scaling things up a little bit, which is why I constantly needed to like measure things. But let me just check a couple measurements here. So, you know, this should go, you know what, that's a little bit off. The area between the top of the eye and whatever. I think the nose needs to be a little bit longer in this one. So just a little bit lower. A little bit lower. We're gonna come down like right there. Pretty much straight, and then bring this in a little bit, and then bring that nose right there. Now let's figure out the nose to the forehead. I want to measure nose to top of the head. That's about right. So nose to the top of the forehead. That could be right. It's close. And then so the nose to the top of the forehead is okay, but I want the nose to the chin. So whatever that distance is should be about this distance. So whatever this distance is should be about this distance. So that's actually, this is okay. Right here is good. And then we're gonna come up with a chin. Now let's get the other eye here. So the other eye is gonna be like this. We're gonna come here.
We brought her into our family. That girl, she only cared about herself. I watched her lead you on, promising you things that she was never gonna.
Honestly, I feel like this head could go a little bit lower. Go just a little bit lower. And I want to give a little bit more space between the fulcrum. Let's see, that can be about 2 lengths of that. So this length should be about 1, 2. How are we going to navigate this next section? I think we're just going to have to stick with this.
Hey, Paul, how are you? No, I haven't seen you in a couple days.
Try to figure out some measurements here. You know what? Let me add some shadows. Let's start bringing in some shadows. Actually, you know what? Hold on one second. Let's go.
Work that down a little. How about that? Okay, buddy.
Let's get the clothes in. Let's start to get some of the clothes in here. Let's get this forehead. Because this is the top of the eyelash here. So we're going to get the eyebrows right here. And then this needs to be a lot longer. Yeah, maybe we could bring the nose down a little bit further. And then we're gonna bring the lips, and then this is gonna be the area here. And then here we go. We're gonna go like this, bring this in. Get some highlights there.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms can keep coming back. Break away to
And then we're gonna bring the neck down. It's gonna come down a little bit further. And here we go. So we're gonna come back here, and this is gonna come up right under the nose back here. And we're gonna go like this. Let's start to formulate some of this right here. And let's go. How's this looking? I don't want to make this too long, but I don't want this head to be too much bigger than this one. You know, I want them to be fairly proportionate. So if I see like that, yeah, this has a good bit of length underneath the chin. So let me check some proportions here. Let's see. So the bottom of the chin to the nose right there, and then the nose right there to the top of the eyebrow. So the bottom of the chin is the end, start right around here. And come down to the corner, which is right here, and then the edge of the nose right there. Okay, and then we're gonna come around. This looks messy right now because it is, but we will eventually find what we need to find here. And here we go. So, get the hair around, coming around the back, and then giving some width right there.
Are you leaving? You stole money from the sheriff. That's ridiculous. She said I stole money from her. She thinks you're talking. Why would she say that? Lena told me that's why.
I'll get home soon.
No, he won't. He's out on the job till morning.
He's the guy who comes into the bar. No, he's a cop. Lena likes you because you're sitting in his car.
And all right, so I'm gonna adjust some of these things. Got pretty much the general idea of the faces now. So we're gonna start to add in some shadow here, some shadows into our painting.
I would never go to the police.
I never told you.
Because you believe in me. Of course you didn't.
All right, and here we go. We're gonna get some of the eyebrows here. So the eyebrows. Keeping pretty loose and everything. Excuse you. I'm ready to get right into the hair here. Okay, let's go. Right into here. So I have to build out the pupils around here. Leave some little circles. And then let's go into the hair a little bit. Add some shadows into the hair.
I need to be ready if I have to take Leah and go. I'm afraid of it. Afraid for Leah. I can't see that small so much needs it. Just too much pain as possible.
And now's a good time to start adding in some main shadow blocks here.
Always been this way. Always helped me. It should have been. You.
And here we go. Bring this up.
Take Leah started life. Go first. And then MyArtScape.
And then here we go. So the top of the eyebrows right here.
Oh, please.
And then the other eyebrow. And I'm gonna find some pupils right here.
Suit is good, babe.
Thank you. Is that his brother's wife?
Yep.
Ah, that's funny. She's doing it to save herself though, right?
Yep. And her daughter.
Oh, really?
Not herself.
Huh?
Not so much herself, but her daughter.
Oh. Oof. Yeah. That's what they do. They're killers.
And the dolls, bro.
Huh?
And the dolls.
He kills her? She's dead?
That's what it looks like.
Uh-oh. Alright.
Pillow over her head.
Wow. Does his brother know?
Yeah, what's this? No.
His brother doesn't know someone's gonna kill her?
Nope.
Uh-oh. Well, that's drama.
I think she's dead.
You don't think she's dead?
Had an eye with the Desdemona.
Now let's go build up some of these shadows. We're gonna continue building up the shadows. rather than using shadows, I might just go ahead and like, just go around the eye here. Some blues. Building up the colors, building up some colors. And let's see, how does this...
He was gonna kill the little girl.
What? No.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill his daughter? His niece?
Yep.
No way. No, he's gonna think it... He's not that crazy. No way.
Cold-blooded killer.
I don't think he'll do it. He's not gonna kill his niece.
Well,
She doesn't know anything.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Eliminate-
Huh?
Might eliminate the whole family.
Oh, has he got the police too?
Like approached him.
Because of the watch?
No, had nothing to do with the watch. They just had their eyes.
All right, let's find some pink.
Why? So she went where I am. That's suspicious. So she tried to. She's kind of back in now, Josh.
We're gonna find some.
What? Miss calls. From Smurf. What do you think? Call.
You know, I think this brush is a little too small for what I need to do right now, which is I need to be laying in larger areas of color. So this brush just isn't gonna work out at this
I was wondering if I could
point.
stay here tonight. You know, we're just hanging out playing video games. I'll catch you maybe later.
Sounds great. Yeah. Enjoy yourself, and I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Jay's been gone all day. Now he wants to sleep over at some friend's house.
Yeah, he's back as teacher.
What?
That's your apartment. Look up on Facebook. Shit. I'll be back too.
How does she not know everything that's happening to them? Like she should know everything.
I know.
That's her one downfall.
Yeah, she's probably mad that she didn't.
Huh?
Probably mad that she didn't know that.
I'm just using like a really tan. Very pink. It's a rose. Use a rose here.
Oh my God, he's two graves.
The what?
Digging two graves.
Oh, she's dead? He did get the daughter? Oh, I didn't think he would do it. Wow, he did it. That's horrible.
And her suitcase.
Huh?
And the suitcase.
That's horrible.
I know. These people are horrible people.
I'm gonna blend this side, and we're gonna add some, some blues onto this side of the face here. Eventually, we're gonna fix these eyes so that they don't look like the monsters from what's that movie? They Live. Anybody know that movie? That's one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time, by the way. Pop quiz for anybody. They Live. It's a sci-fi movie about when these guys put on glasses. They see that the world has been taken over by aliens. Let's go into here, blend this in a little bit. This guy's officially gone to the other side. He's killed a child. We're watching a show called Animal Kingdom. So if you don't want spoilers, you know, it's a little too late for you. No spoilers, people. There are spoilers because the show's on right now and you might accidentally hear something, but it's a pretty amazing show. I like it so far. I'm not really watching it. I'm painting, but I keep up with some of the things that are going on. Let's go ahead and find a pink here, and we're gonna go right under here.
Call me when you start to move.
And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just come around in here. It's really disturbing or distracting seeing these eyes in this like way, so sometimes it's a little better to like blend it down and give it the look. Just laying down some thicker areas of color right now, or more areas of color rather than
I hear Uncle Pope likes candles with propane torches. Enjoys it. Begging. Pretending.
Please, you can. I know you can. It's the only way. And then, after this, we have to okay. So wait.
So we're gonna add a little bit of shadow. Let's find a nice shadow here. You know what's interesting is looking at a painting, the more I look at a painting, the more of the colors I see. Sometimes I feel like when I look at a painting, the full painting doesn't really reveal itself until after I've been looking at it for a while. And then like really the colors start to pop out. Does he do it?
Still
Yeah.
alive.
He couldn't do it, huh? Or at least not yet. He's trying to, right? He's trying to, huh?
Yep.
But he definitely did in the wipe, right? Oh. Huh?
Buried her.
Did you see it or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh. Let's go ahead and bring in some of this color into the hair back here. Guy has a conscience. Unbelievable. Can't stoop that low, huh? And let's go from here.
So Kurt tells me you're banging your teeth. Is that true? You know, I'm not interested in every detail of your sex life. This is what
Except this one.
the last thing you need is some bullshit at your school.
She does her job.
You're gonna have to break her. You're not fast.
Because your best friend's looking back in 3 days, that's why. No, no one saw anything. I told him. What the hell is that supposed to mean? We did not get in a fight, Crystal. Well, you can't say that. I swear to God, Crystal. Crystal. She still hasn't picked up her paging before. Try calling her again? No, voicemail's full.
So right now, just
Gas. Well, she took Smurf's money. Well, Smurf's full of shit, okay?
picking up, getting some paint boogers off of the surface.
I'm just saying. This is something I'm working on. That's what I'm thinking.
The needle man.
Clean up this brush a little bit. And for our next trick, we're going to use some yellows. You know what? We're going to use some of this brilliant pale yellow. Bring out some of this brilliant Williamsburg brilliant pale yellow. Handmade colors. This is a tiny tube, so these are much more expensive yellows. Series 2. Honestly, this might even be too pale. This is like white. Yeah, no, that's too pale. That's not gonna work. Or you know what? This might actually work if I blend this in with some of the blush. This isn't even like a yellow. This is like a white with hints of yellow in it. So we're gonna go like this. Let's make sure that this brush is a little bit cleaner. Brush. Let's mix some of these paints. So we're gonna grab our pale yellow that we just picked up. Lay it down there. Grab some of the pink. Basically, I just want like a recipe that's like lighter than pink, but not quite pink. Just want a recipe that's a little bit lighter than pink. The very pale pink. And you know what? This is ultimately like this is just the base color anyway. So no matter what color we get, you know, we're gonna paint over it eventually. So this is just to help us establish some foundational work here. And I probably should have did it like this with the other figure, you know, just to start laying down some color zones. Let's actually bring some of this color into him. I'm gonna bring some color into there. And then a little bit of this color around the side here. And then just add some this color around there. Let's my issue is that yellow is a bit too bright of a color. So I think I need like a cad yellow. Need to make the forehead not so bright. Because it definitely looks like a pale, or it looks like a... It definitely looks more like a white. Like this might as well it looks white with these reflections. Excuse me. Remember not to burp because I'm on camera. So I want to yellow this up a little bit. Yellow and pink. You can really see the differences when you're seeing on camera as opposed to like here, you know, because the lighting just makes such a drastic difference. Add some of this rouge to this side. And let's blend this section in with some red here.
what the whole thing is.
I mean, they just knocked the little water, that's just walking in all the time. All that hanging out by the pools, unfortunately. We're trying to keep you safe. But if you're lying to us, trying to figure a way out of
All right, let's fill this back area.
Cat goes AWOL. Are we supposed to forget about our money? So you said 2 days ago. And what if it doesn't do it? Do you have a plan B? What? No, you're not.
I'll grab a different brush right now.
I was in Mommy's car. Mom was driving.
What about his voice? Can you hear his voice? Nina, where were you going? What do you mean she wasn't there? Come on, think.
Baz, that's not. Come here, sweet tooth. You know what I
She wants to give him a cookie in this time. That's just sadistic. So that's just sadistic. You know what? This is not a good color for all this. Let's go. I want reds. Red's a good color.
She's outside coloring. Maybe when you get your head out of your ass, you want to act like a dad.
She is pure evil, huh? Suspicious that she wouldn't take her own child, you know? It's like that's the part where they messed up. Huh?
You've been trying to get rid of her for years. She wouldn't say it. I know something happened. She wouldn't know. Not without Nina.
All right, let's get some of the darker shades into here. Let's clean off this brush. Got the big area. Money solves everything.
That's the living we get. How do you have that?
Job was going down. I couldn't let you listen.
How'd you get it, Smurf?
I jumped the gate and was drunk. Saying that he didn't know he paid off like some whore.
You didn't tell us?
Obviously, I thought I had it.
Well, what did he say?
He didn't say anything. Just took the paper shit out of his mouth.
What's wrong with Gav?
He threatened all of us.
What did he say about Cat?
He said he thought he bent over like a whore. Wait till you see what he does to your wife.
Oh, my goodness. All right, let's go. We're gonna go with the darker color now. Let's actually grab some of this red. I'm gonna find some of this darker red shade here. We're gonna go.
I might just be crazy.
And now let's go for some darker colors. Let's grab our burnt umber.
What are you doing here?
I need to talk to Bass.
Bass isn't here.
He's ignoring my comments.
Because he's not. Now if you're here to tell me why I'm leaving this, what's happened?
I think it was going to be a couple days ago.
How long?
Is he in on it?
Yep.
He's a bad guy too?
They turned him, yeah.
How'd they turn him?
Just kept talking to him about how easy it would be and no money.
Relax.
Wow.
Did you come to I don't think so. So I'm a bigger guy.
Oh, I was gonna breathe.
150,000. That's all. That big gun happens in the East.
Everybody's breathing.
Oh yeah, they're taking so much risk.
Paul didn't really do anything.
Huh?
He didn't really do anything. He knew he had the information.
I guess yellow and blue, maybe green. grab a hint of yellow into this one. What?
Scout. Come up. God, Scout. Oh, God.
All right.
Tell me before you throw up. You gonna do some more? Why?
Why? Why you gotta puke like that, Scout?
Why? What's wrong? I'm worried about him. Scout. Poor baby. A lot of food to throw up. The couch to clean. Jeez. You didn't get into anything today, did you?
I don't know.
Your cake?
No. When I got home, he was pretty much just in bed and then just hanging out in bed. Alright, gonna get a smaller brush here and we're gonna start to build out some more of the color areas here. So let's go like this. And we're going to build out around this area. You know what? We can actually add some of this, add some white into here. And then I got, you know, give it a little, with this like salt and pepper. And let's do the same thing for this side. We're gonna go, gotta get the eyebrows. It's gonna come up and on this side, gonna come down. None of this should be higher than that, so. We're going to bring in a little highlight around the top of the eyes here, so it's going to go like this.
Another one bites the dust. Video.
What are they finding? Drugs?
No, money. They put it in waterproof bags in this, cans of oil.
All right, and let's go. How do we do this? Let's go find some highlights for the eyes that are gonna really start to tie this together. Fix that a little bit, but
Ladder your way into a different world. With a foam and body wash that nourishes your skin with 12-hour moisture. And indulge your long-lasting fragrances. Where will your shower take you? Method Dream Foam. Different makes a difference.
now we're gonna start to put in some of the highlights to really tighten up the face a little better. Bring in the pink here. Just gonna go up into the nose here.
Ah, they pulled them into the back of the truck.
What?
Pulled them into the back of the truck.
Sides are a little too big. It's not bad. I was being a little
Drive
too.
a truck like that?
Huh?
I said I didn't know you knew how to drive a truck. Oh, we
The whole solution will take us. Be safe. Understand? Be safe. Could you say love to you? On the phone. I remember when she found out the cookies were just a shit. At least you well enough to die in that life.
I am live streaming, just reminding you, babe.
Hey,
So if you need to say anything, if you do say anything out loud, just remember.
I thought you were crazy. What were they doing there?
Let's see about adding a couple highlights like right here. Gonna make this, blend this in a little bit.
Plus, if he's been smoking a lot of weed, that's too much weed. It's happened like so fast. It's too late.
Soften up those eyes, adjust those eyes a little bit. Let's try to shape this face. Okay, add some highlights on here. Let's go.
Can you call them tomorrow and say save one out? Just to get.
Scott, what are you doing over there? I'm gonna probably redo these eyes a couple times. Right now, we gotta tighten up the face details. So let's clean this up. It's one of those things that while this paint is still wet, I still have an opportunity to make adjustments.
Well, what was happening with him that he didn't have a sample? Something happened to Toby. That's what I knew.
Let's keep building this up. I'm trying to find just the right shape of the face here. Let's bring this down a bit into his forehead's. I think the forehead's a little high too, which is what I think is another issue, but let's just keep going like this. We're going to darken the hair, bring down the hair just a little bit.
Right. Participate by not smoking. It is both cigarettes and weed.
Now let's start to bring in some new colors rather than this brown. Let's see how we can really spice up this painting by bringing in some different colors. We're going to use this quinacridone violet here.
So much fun today. Welcome. That's great. Two nice walks.
And let's take this quinacridone violet, mix it with our blush.
Yeah. Thought we're gonna have a date. Moving with us. So how soon do they know? It's happening. What? But then what happens?
Bring this up a little bit.
Oh,
We're gonna bring in some purples here. Now let's go under here. I need to rouge up this face. Like this face is just too white compared to the other. So I want to rouge up the face a little bit. That's a little too much. Somewhere between rouge and a yellow.
trust your gut instinct. You always have to gut instincts.
See, I think if I really want to make this in the way I want it, I really gotta like darken the shadows quite a lot.
Yeah. I'm mad at that. That's not right.
add in some of this pink here. I want to find a better balance on this one. Balance of color. This little section right here is giving me some trouble. And here we go, trying to find that. And just keep working this. I'm just gonna keep working this until Eventually, it will reach a point that I like. But I also really like to bring in a lot of color into the artwork. So, yeah, that happens to be something that I choose to do. That makes it a little hard on myself because, if you just color match, it's sometimes a little easier. But if you sometimes, choose to bring in some extra color into a painting. You just gotta be. There's just like certain ways to deal with it that can be quite challenging. There's something about this painting that just does not click. Is that it? Might need a break soon. Take a little break from painting so that I can come into this with some fresh eyes. Here's how it goes. Like this one. This one's gonna have the eyes coming down right here. And then this one right here, we're gonna go around this edge here. Let's find a good color to blend. Let's see, so I'm gonna go. And here we go as we start to add this color in. As we start to add this color in, we're finding the main the main look. The main look we're going for. we go. All right, so this is starting to look a little bit better now. You know, once you get the eyes, once you get certain details on the eyes, paintings can really come together pretty easy. Come together pretty quickly. The eyes like have so much. Just say so much when you're working on eyes. And what I got to do right now is I need to find a good blending color to blend in. Oof. I want to find just a slight shadow to put around the edges here. Just an ever so slight shadow. Let's add some highlights for these lips. This is not a one-night painting. We'll be working on it a little bit further. But I think the most important thing, at least for the first couple of and let's see, I'm gonna go blend this in around the neck here. Let's try to find let's see what I gotta do. I want to even out some of these oranges. figure out what really makes this face this face. Round it out a little bit. And then we're gonna add some highlights. Let's go find some highlights on this face. Let's go ahead, highlight right there. And let's see right here, let's go try to find a nice color right around here. We're gonna find definitely have to work on his nose quite a bit, but noses and eyes, I mean, you know, every facial feature is so important. It's like, you know, any single little thing can totally transform a person. Let me try to find these shadows again. Maybe I can build it up from here. Let's go. think this could do with some red. You know, I would probably work this over. I could work this quite a while. Until I find the right structure of the face here. Looks okay on the on our camera here, but there's still so much that I'm like, so much work to do. So much work to do. Let's go. And the shadow down, some shadow hairs. I think I might have to I think I made the cheek a bit too big. So here's what we're gonna do. Guess what we could do is let's come straight down. And try to find a good proportion here. So the size of the eyebrow to the forehead is 1. So the eyebrow to the forehead, and the nose to that. Wow, okay, well, let's do that again. Eyebrow to the top of the forehead. Just 1. So eyebrow to the top of the forehead. There's just so much that's off and I can't figure it out. Go like this. I'm gonna go bring this down. Bring this over. Maybe bring it back right down to about here.
Before you come to bed, can you close this window over here, babe?
Just close it now.
Oh, it's okay.
It's fine, I got the door open. Let's go like this. We're gonna paint over the mouth here. Gotta redo the face. We're gonna basically leave the eyes. And then the nose should come right about here. Let's sketch it out. Honestly, I think that's a lot better already.
Your tummy was upset?
What I need to do now is I need to redraw some of these shadows here, so let's try to figure this face out again. Yeah, it's gonna sound funny, maybe a little sexist, but you know, when you're painting a couple, I think no one really cares about the man's face as much as they care about the woman's face. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, you can like be a little I think if you could take some liberties, and I'm not saying this in every case, but I think in general, like, you know, if you've got a couple, a guy is going to care more about, you know, what the woman wants, and what, you know, how they appear is going to matter slightly less than, you know, what his significant other or the woman in the photo wants, or, you know, in the painting. So that's what I mean by that, right? So that's why I'm putting a little bit more scrutiny into the significant other here, female in the painting. And I'm being a little looser with, and I'm sure, you know, either one. I'm sure both are important, right? I'm not saying one is more important than the other. Although, you know, in some relationships that is a thing, right? And I'm not saying that's this specific one. See, this needs pretty much needs to go straight down. So as I'm painting, I realize, you know, when I paint, I realize like when I start to like lose my focus, which is when I start to like do things and I'm not like consciously thinking about them. That could be a problem. You just start to do things that like. That would have been easy if you just took a moment to think about it, to do. But I do want to at least get this face before the night, before I finish this painting for the night. So there's a couple things I'd like to add, like right here. Let's add a highlight right here. Add this bit right here. Let's add some. And I do want to add a lip, add some lips to establish some of this. So let's go like right here. And I do want to, before I finish, I do want to make it feel more cohesive, these two. So, you know, let me try to find some ways to tie it together quickly so that I'm not totally redoing everything tomorrow. We add a nice deep shadow into the lip here. I think we're getting there, almost. All right, let me get this this neck area. Let's see. So. Yeah, I think at this point the paint's so wet that probably won't be able to do too much, get too productive with this. Like the paint's so dense that see, how do we go about this one? Just a little bit more. Just how can I make this right? Maybe even a little higher. All right, we're gonna leave this for now. Actually, you know what? Let's. This needs to be at a higher angle here. So we'll draw area. Almost like, yeah, like that. All right, let's take a break on this till tomorrow or another day or the day after that. Or the day after that. But here's the way, if you really want to save time when you do this, what you can do is you can use a projector. This is how the like super professionals do it. The super professionals, aka people that do giant murals and stuff. You know, if you're working on bigger and bigger scales, the biggest challenge comes when you're, you know, scaling up an image. And by scaling, you know, like that, like that's pretty much everything is scale, right? Like if you're trying to paint something or draw something that's bigger than the reference photo, you need to know how to scale that image up, right? To make it bigger so that you can paint it accurately or draw it accurately. If you're going for accuracy. If you're not, then it doesn't matter too much. But if accuracy, a little bit more accuracy is more important, then, you know, like if you're doing a celebrity like Kobe Bryant on the side of a building, right, you need some more accuracy. So what you need to learn is how to take a photo that's this big to like 20 times. And you can either just eye everything, or you can be like a total professional and, you know, literally take a projector device, or like a grid system, and you grid it onto the wall or project it onto the wall. And that's how, you know, an ultra professional would probably do it, aka someone who constantly paints murals and stuff. Because if you're working like me, working and reworking, like the benefit of this is that, you know, you're training your eye to like for like smaller projects, but also, you know, you get a little bit more, you put a little bit more of yourself into it as an artist. It's like, oh, you know, like maybe the artist, you know, has these little quirks or whatever, and you could kind of see those in the painting. But you don't necessarily always want that, right? Like some people, they just want a painting. They don't want to see the artist's brushwork. They don't care about, you know, what the artist's interpretation of an image is. So, you know, obviously it depends on who you make artwork for and all of that. But that said, a couple things I probably not got to update here, but I'm seeing so many things that I need to fix. But at some point, we will finish this, and it'll be fantastic. You'll be very happy with what we've got. But for now, we're going to leave this here, and we'll continue to work through it later. All right, take care, everybody.